In this video, let's take a close look at one of the most complex and layered characters from the film Wreck-It Ralph, Sergeant Tamora Jean Calhoun. She serves as the tough-as-nails leader and protagonist in the intense first-person shooter game Hero's Duty, where she commands her squad with unyielding precision against relentless waves of enemies. Calhoun comes across as very serious and hardened on the surface, always focused and no-nonsense in her role, but she wasn't always this way. Her personality stems from a deeply painful transformation revealed through her backstory. When we examine the backstory programmed into her game, it shows her as someone who was once capable of real vulnerability and joy, deeply in love with a fellow soldier named Brad Scott, whom she called her true love. They were set to marry in a heartfelt ceremony, and she was genuinely happy, letting her guard down completely in a way she rarely does now, surrounded by the promise of a shared future amid the chaos of their soldier lives. But on their wedding day, everything shattered because she forgot to do a standard perimeter check around the chapel, a critical oversight in her line of work that left the space vulnerable. This one mistake cost her everything. During the ceremony itself, a massive psi bug, one of those mindless viral monsters from her game, crashed right through the window. The psi bug devoured her fiancé right in front of her eyes at the altar. In a horrific instant, she grabbed her heavy minigun and shot down the creature herself. Haunted by the overwhelming guilt of her negligence, which she carries as a constant weight, she completely transformed into the rigid no-nonsense leader we meet, building thick emotional walls around herself. This trauma instilled in her a deep-seated hatred for all psi bugs, viewing them not just as enemies but as personal destroyers, and it amplified her emotions to a high-definition intensity, raw, unfiltered, and always simmering beneath her tough exterior. Later in the story, when Ralph enters her game determined to win a medal from Hero's Duty to prove himself, he accidentally sets off a dangerous chain reaction that pulls Calhoun directly into the main plot. In his clumsy escape from a psi bug swarm, Ralph flees the game in one of the escape pods, taking a psi bug with him to other parts of the arcade. Recognizing immediately that psi bugs represent a viral threat capable of consuming and overriding any game they invade, spreading like a plague, Calhoun knows she can't let it spread unchecked.
Do you even know what a psi bug is?
I can't say that I do, ma'am.
Psi bugs are like a virus. They don't know they're in a game. All they know is eat, kill, multiply.
She teams up with the ever-cheerful Fix-It Felix Jr. despite their stark differences, to track down Ralph and eliminate the bug before it destroys the whole arcade. Both of them enter the candy-themed racing game Sugar Rush, which is where Ralph ended up along with the psi bug. During their urgent mission to hunt down the threat and save the arcade, Calhoun is forced to confront her buried trauma head-on, as the familiar horror of the psi bugs stirs up memories she's tried hard to suppress. She initially pushes Felix away, keeping him at arm's length with her sharp words and tough demeanor, partly because he reminds her so much of her fiancé who died. His kind, optimistic nature echoes the man she lost, hitting her in ways she can't ignore. This hits even harder when Felix innocently calls her a dynamite gal, a nickname that lands like a gut punch because it's exactly what her fiancé used to call her, pulling her right back to that devastating wedding day. At first, she stays very closed off toward Felix, her walls up high, because she's still grappling with the raw pain of her past, afraid to let anyone close enough to hurt her again or to risk another loss. Meanwhile, the stowaway psi bug has been quietly multiplying underground in Sugar Rush's sugary landscape, growing into a massive unstoppable swarm that bursts out dramatically, putting the entire game on the brink of game over as it chews through everything in its path. But in the end, everything works out triumphantly when Ralph defeats the swarm by luring them into a trap with the light from the game's volcano, wiping them all out for good along with Turbo. Calhoun had actually developed feelings for Felix even earlier in their adventure, drawn to his genuine goodness despite her defenses, but she couldn't express it openly because she was still wrestling with the weight of her pain and guilt. At this point in the story, after everything works out and the danger passes, she finally lets go enough to kiss him passionately, sealing their bond. They even get married soon after, but this time, it's protected by a full perimeter of armed guards standing watch, ensuring no psi bug or oversight ruins the moment. She's not that same unyielding tough soldier she used to be. After this journey of facing her fears and opening up, she softens noticeably, allowing vulnerability and joy back into her life while keeping her strength intact. In the first film, this marks a powerful arc, and in the second one, Ralph breaks the internet, She doesn't appear much alongside Felix since they're off living their new life, but they make a big decision to adopt all the kids from the game Sugar Rush. They became parents in this way, stepping into roles that show her growth from isolated warrior to loving guardian, highlighting a very beautiful and complete character development for her across both films.